What's up, all my Planet Coaster fans? Hello, and welcome back to another State of the Park episode. Kind of a little bit of a vlog I've been doing here lately, where I'm going into all of my different parks I've been creating in Planet Coaster over the years, and we talk about where they are at the moment, and we discuss what things I will be trying to do in them in the future. So, grab a snack, sit down. This one's going to be a long one. We are here at Crystal Gardens today, one of the only parks that I consider pretty much just about done as far as like building and construction stuff goes. Of course, there's tons more little details and stuff I want to add into it, but as a whole, the park is pretty much done. So we're going to start right here at the entryway, pretty much the traffic entryway, I should say, into the park. One thing I've always kind of wanted to do, and I hopefully will one day get around to, is kind of smoothing out these curves a little bit, but also adding traffic lines and stuff in here to kind of give it more of a feel that this is a actual like road and not just a path. So, and then we got this awesome little sign right here that I made with our sign right there for Crystal Gardens. We got roses and everything else here, you know, to give it that garden kind of feel. And then we're going to head on up the road here, and we come across the toll booths here that I made for the park. These come out pretty well, I thought. We got some, cars kind of lined up here to buy their parking tickets and such. And then we'll head underneath here, and then we're going to get our first glimpses of the rides and the coasters of the park as we come up on the huge parking lot that we have here. So yeah, not gonna lie, this took a while to get done, but I think it turned out just perfect. We even have little markers here so you can remember where it was you actually parked your car. You know, where you're in row P, row N, row L, all the way down to A down there on the end. And I think it gives a more realistic kind of approach to the park here by having a parking lot. I know a lot of people are like, parking lots are pointless, etc. But for me, it just adds that little bit of extra realism to the parks and stuff that I do. So we're going to come up here, and this is where most of the foot traffic and stuff is. And they will be coming up through here as they enter, and they can see the entry to the park, which was the first thing I ever did in this park was actually this carousel right here, which is right over top of the entrance. I was kind of in a low place, and I was just trying to figure out, a way to, I don't know, cure my boredom and my depression at the time. So I started building this, and it just came out absolutely beautiful. And my idea was I was just going to do an entry. That's really all I wanted to do. And it has turned into so much more. Probably one of the best parks that I've ever made. I don't know. Maybe Silverwood is actually probably the best park I've ever made. But yeah, so we have this awesome little entry over here. But before we go into the park, I want to head over here and I want to show this off. So this is something that I created and came up with as a way to hide the entry into the park where the guests enter. So I have this little bus right over here. And as you can see, the guests kind of look like they are boarding the bus or getting off the bus. So what I did was I dug down and I put a entry right down here, a park entry. And then we kind of come up here and I put this concrete and stuff down here to give it kind of an asphalt kind of feel. So when you come in, it definitely has kind of a road approach, and it hides the spawn point that we have underneath of the bus here. Now, it doesn't work perfectly, but I feel like it gets the point across pretty good. And, if you're looking at it from a distance, it definitely helps to look at a distance anyway. Yeah. So I also kind of started, when I first started building this park, building a little bit of a back lot. And this was the first section of that I did. We have a much bigger one that is way on the other side of the park over there, and I'll try to show that off. But man, this park is huge. I'm just going to zoom out here real quick so you guys can see it in all of its glory from above. This is the biggest park that I have ever done. I think maybe Silverwood may not even be this big, but it is huge. So many things I worked on. Just constantly tweaking and working and building in this park, and every now and then I kind of come back to it and I add something new, like the coaster over here that we have, or the big one, the big green guy you see way back in the background back there, you know. And I'm not going to say I won't ever come back into this park and build something else in it. But like I said, I pretty much consider the park mostly done at this point. Except for just adding little details and fixing up things here and there. Lighting, signage, just all kinds of little stuff. But anyway, let's go ahead and enter into Crystal Gardens. Hope you guys have your snack candy. If not, go ahead, pause the video, go grab you a sandwich, go grab you something to drink, whatever your choice is, and we're going to enter into the park here. Alright, so as you enter, we have gift shops right here that are also underneath of the carousel and built into the actual entryway. We also have this awesome little thing right here, these steps that kind of go up to the carousel, which I think come out really, really good. Now, a lot of you guys, if you've been fans of the channel for a long time, you've seen Crystal Gardens probably many, many times. But, you know, these little kind of vlogs I'm doing, these state of the parks, you know, like I said, I'm just going in and talking about things that, where the park is, and also I kind of wanted to kind of show things off a little bit better now that we have a 3080 Ti in my computer. And we're doing everything in 4K, and it's a little bit smoother. I'm not going to say it's perfectly smooth because, hey, it's Planet Coaster, so, yeah, not much I can do about that. But with the computer in the shape that it is now, I think it would be a good time to kind of show things off a little smoother now. Alright, so now it's a choice of which way to go. I feel like we should probably head over this direction. Well, I don't know. Let's go up here first. So one thing that doesn't really, I don't feel like it does anyway, I don't feel like it gets a whole lot of attention, is our train station up here. I didn't want to be like Disney and have a train station as my entryway, but I still wanted kind of a train to go through the park, and I wanted it to kind of be, you know, grand and kind of maybe have a bit of a Victorian kind of feel to it, and I feel that I pulled that off pretty well, especially with the glass roof right here. Now, one of the things about the glass roof is it is built out of the T-top windows from Knight Rider. What I did was I just took those and I made them in a kind of half curve right there, and was able to get them to work quite well. And I think this came out really, really nice. I've used this effect a couple of different other times here. So as you can see, we got some things missing, some different pieces and stuff. Like I said, little things that just need to be done. This is all kind of lit up and stuff at night too. We won't be going into the park and looking at the park at night because none of the lighting is all done in it. Plus, it's really kind of hard to see things in the dark too in the game. So I want to prefer to keep this where it's at. I also have these custom umbrellas and stuff that I've made over here too, which come out really, really, really well. We did get some umbrellas and stuff in the game when some of the last DLCs came out for it, and I played around with them, and I even thought about maybe changing these out, but honestly I think I like mine better. So you can see here though I did use the little tables and stuff though. Those worked handy. Alright, let's go this direction. Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna head over through here. Now, as we come over here, we have like a couple different buildings and stuff here. We have the offices and like guest services and stuff here. And over here on this side, we have Granny Smith's candy shop where you can get baked goods like muffins, candy apples, homemade ice cream. And let me tell you, you ain't never had nothing until you've tasted Granny's muffin. That's right. Alright, anyway, we are going to kind of go from here and this way. And by the way, these are the best like homemade ice cream and candy apples in the entire park. It's also the only place you can get candy apples or homemade ice cream in the park. Alright, so we're going to come down through here. We have the classic bumper cars over here. Now, I know a lot of people don't care for the actual roof and stuff of the bumper cars, but I honestly, I kind of like it. I really like this. A lot of people will hide this, myself included. I've actually built a couple of different bumper car like covers and stuff to go over top of them. But yeah, I think honestly with the lighting and stuff, I really like it, and it gives that really classic feel. So I didn't want to cover that up in this specific park. I just really wanted this to kind of be what it is. Across the way here, we have our classic wooden roller coaster. We have Wildcat right here. And this trim took ages to do and get right. You also notice that everything is kind of at an angle and everything too. And then we got these little angles right here. Yeah, this was not easy to do. And it took me a while. I used the candy kind of frosting pieces here to make these trims around the fence, and I think that came out well as well. Yep, I did the same thing over here. Yeah, I really like that though. Alright, so yeah, Wildcat kind of goes around out of the station, up its lift hill, down over here, and then it's got its turnaround back here in the back with my classic rose bowl that I love doing in just about all of my parks. Look at that water. Look at the coasters gleaming off the water. That looks so good. Alright, and then as it comes out of there, it comes back over the path again over here. It goes actually underneath the train twice. Over the path twice over here. And then lots of airtime on this one. I've also got these custom lamps and stuff that I've made here as well, which I think look really, really good. Alright, now we're going to move on down here to the Monster. This is a classic ride you see in a lot of parks, including Kings Island stuff. Not a lot of people interested in this one here because of the coasters and stuff. Coasters will usually outdo it, and water rides will usually outdo coasters as far as like guest attraction, shall we say. Then we got the restrooms right over here, even with my custom little water fountain I made right there as well. And then we're going to come down through here and we're going to go underneath a Wildcat into this area over here, which is kind of themed to a little bit of a circus because we have the flying trapeze right here. And I tell you what, I thought about the theming on this ride quite a bit. And this, I think, is perfect theming. I love the theming on this that I came up with. I honestly don't think I could ever theme this ride any better than I did here. Yep, that's really all I had to say about that. All right, we're going to move on down here. This is the umbrellas I was talking about that we got in game with one of the last DLCs here. So they work well here. I was trying to just try stuff out and see what worked. And over here, those definitely worked. Now we have kind of a Music Express kind of ride right here. Took the Himalayan, I believe is what this one was called in the game. And I added kind of a little bit of a top to it, and I put these music notes and stuff all around it with some lighting, kind of give it lots of attractiveness to the guests. Of course, again, nobody wants to ride the flat rides in the game. Hopefully, if we ever get Planet Coaster 2, they will fix that. Here we have Big Top Treats, which is enclosed on both sides with different games and stuff like Frontier Derby, Ring Toss, Bowler Roller, Duck Hunt, all kinds of these things. These were custom done by different people of the community and stuff, and one of these days I plan on like changing these out. I feel like maybe one or two of these I've already changed out, but I can't remember. Maybe Shoot the Hoops might have been one that I did myself, maybe? Oh, man, I can't remember. Maybe not. Maybe not. I'll have to take a look at it. But, yeah. Jacob's Ladder. I definitely feel like Jacob's Ladder is one I did myself. I just can't remember. Basket Toss. Oh, hold up. The game is auto-saving. All right. It's done. All right. Skee Ball. Knock them down, water blast, different things like that. We also have some little employees only things here that go behind. Now behind here, one of the things I kind of added back here, and I want to show this off just real quick, is a little bit of backstage stuff that even has a little bit of story. So we are getting our prizes and stuff delivered to here from Mama's Toy Chest, where, you can get things such as Woody and Buzz. And then over here, a little bit of a story here. So before this became Big Top Treats, it used to be a different kind of store. A little bit of a different, we'll just say it was a Cosmic Cow. So they still have the old sign kind of stored out back here. Just a little bit of history and things in the park. All right, heading back up front here. We shall go on to this coaster right here. Now, I absolutely love this sign, and it looks so good at night, and unfortunately I can't show it at night. But you know what? It still looks good in the day, too. I took the little blinking lights and I put them together on the signage here to make it look like, well, something you would actually see at a classic park like this. And I absolutely love it. Yeah, you got like some of the bulbs and stuff maybe kind of burned out, and as they blink and stuff, and it gives it that little extra touch for sure. And then this is just pretty much Wild Spin. It's just a family spinning coaster. Not much to this one. Again, doesn't look like too many people are going to be riding this one as of late. And if we turn around over here, we also can see our lake and some other stuff. We got some coasters. We got the flying ship over here as well. Nice little view right here. Also, occasionally the train will come by here. Now, right here, this is 3 different layers right here. This is 1 layer, 2 layers, and 3 layers with the water. So it gives us kind of a good overlook right there. I was very happy with that. This was when I was playing around with different elevations of the park and working on that, which I feel with Silverwood I've actually kind of done even better, and I learned a lot of stuff from this park that I was able to move over to Silverwood. Here we have the Funnel Cake Factory. You know, you can't have any kind of theme parks. You can't go to a theme park, honestly, without really at least wanting some funnel cake. You may not get funnel cake, but it at least seems delicious, doesn't it? All right, we got these little kind of path right here where the train goes across. And then as we come over here, we have our log flume, which I love. This came out really, really well. I've done better log flumes, for sure. But this one came out quite nice. Could just maybe kind of go back in and maybe do some extra touches to the building, because I feel like my building style has changed a lot from where I built a lot of this. And you can see in some of my later stuff how much I've developed as a builder in Planet Coaster. Now, over here, you remember in Vista View, we had the little barbecue area here. Well, I took that, brought it over here into this park, and we have Red's Barbecue right here. You can grab some barbecue pork sandwiches or such things like that. And then over here, we have this one. Obviously, as you can see, this is kind of a Frontiersville kind of themed area here with the log flume. And then we have this one over here, which I honestly I can't remember what I called this. I think I called this the Shooting Star or something like that. But it's I think TriStar is the name of it in the actual game. And the colors and how I was able to get this like kind of a rodeo kind of feel to it, I think came out really well. I think I got my point across with that, what I was trying to do. We're going to come over here to this train station right here, which I absolutely love. Oh, aha, I found them. So, I keep getting messages about having guests that are trapped somewhere in the park. Well, I believe I've found the blob of guests. They are slowly eating all the other guests until every guest becomes one. Alright, and then we'll move over here. And I've got this little, the coaster here that I've done, which, man, I can't remember what I called this coaster. I'm pretty sure I don't even have a sign for it here either. But I was trying to go with kind of, I'm trying to think of the name of the park. But they have a coaster called Grizzly, I believe. And it's pretty cool. Like the supports and stuff look like they're trees, and unfortunately I couldn't really pull that off with this. I think going back into it, I probably could do it now, but yeah, I just really don't want to. This is fine. But yep, I really like this coaster. It came out really well. One of the things I really love about it, not only just the station and stuff that I did and the actual design of it, but that loop is a custom loop, and it came out to be a perfect circle. I don't know why I have the supports here, because I thought I told it not to use the supports in that area, but yet they are back somehow. Yeah, Planet Coaster glitches. You know how it is. Before I get too far though, let's come back over here and look at this awesome little area right here. This is maybe one of the best shoot, river rapids. Yeah, the best river rapids I have ever made, honestly. This thing is just absolutely beautiful, and it came out so well. I had to cut out a few things that I wanted to do because I was trying not to make the ride too long. But one of my favorite river rapids rides, as far as like just being picturesque and just photo quality, you know, really good, nice one to take photos and stuff of, and it just shows off well, is I believe it's called Grizzly Falls at Disney. And I was trying to capture the essence of that in this ride, and I think I did a pretty good job. It's not perfect, but I feel like I definitely got what I wanted out of this ride anyway. If I zoom out here a little bit, you guys can kind of see how it actually works. So we have the station over here, and I was trying to do like a rotating platform station here, and I feel like I got that across pretty good as well. Does it actually work? No, because they just kind of get on over here and they exit off over here as well. But I think it feels like it's a rotating platform, you know, if you can just use your imagination a little bit. So I call it Geyser Falls. The sign, I think, really came out really well as well. And then, yeah, so you come out of that and come around through here, as you can see. And then I started sloping the ride ever so slightly downward as we come around through here. And then it kind of gets a little more. And then right here is where you actually get into the rapids. So I can't wait to start on the rapids at Kings Falls and Vista View. Actually, Kings Falls is probably going to be the next one, and I hope I can outdo myself as far as this one goes in Kings Falls and make an even better one. But then again, I'm also kind of trying to keep Kings Falls not so themed as much as I did this one. I want to try to keep it kind of maybe a little bit jank, you know. But yeah, and then you come over here and you come across over here, and you got a little bit of a drop right here as it kind of comes over this bridge here, and then comes around, and then you got your big splashdown right here, and then from here you come across the geysers and through a tunnel and back into the station. So let's head back over here and take a look at the station again. Oh, and of course we're going to pass by Cokes and Floats. This is a building that I designed, kind of looking at a building. I believe it's in Silver Dollar City or Dollywood. Got the idea for it, and it fit in really well here. And another one over here that I got from the same parks, a kettle corn place. I even have the little signage here for the kettle corn, which I think came out pretty cool. And then we have the entrance, which goes across the bridge. So as you're coming across here, you can kind of look out and see the people loading on there and coming in here. And the exit is on the other side. You exit through a gift shop because, of course, you know, because we want money. And then the other things in this area here we have are Hangman's Drop, which is just your basic drop ride. Nothing special here. Got this little building here that I never really did anything with, but we'll say it's some kind of little eatery. And then coming over here, we have Renegade. Now, Renegade was one of my first big wooden coasters that I kind of messed around with here. It's not my first one, but it was one of my first ones. Now, I love how that sign comes out with the two guns and the poker cards and stuff. Definitely looks really nice. And the station looks really cool. I love the station. I even did some work on the inside of the station here with some lighting and ropes and stuff, which I really like it. Of course, I say that a lot about a lot of my stuff. I really like it. And it's because I do. I really like a lot of my stuff. Hopefully, you guys really like it too. I mean, you must have. You followed me for the longest time on my channel with Planet Coaster stuff. And yes, I know I've moved kind of away from Planet Coaster, and I play more Satisfactory and stuff anymore. And that's because, well, plain and simple, I get more views with Satisfactory than I ever did with Planet Coaster. So even back in the day when Planet Coaster came out, I still get more views with Satisfactory. So, I mean, you know, as a creator, I gotta go where the people want me to, you know, do stuff. I can't really have a channel without support, and the all the views and stuff that I'm getting from my Satisfactory videos is definitely supporting the channel, and that's where I gotta go. But yeah, alright, so that's kind of Renegade, as I was kind of just ranting, not really ranting, just kind of discussing and going off on a tangent, I should say. Alright, we're gonna come over here. We have Wagon Wheel. This is a little place right here you can grab some quick food. I always meant to make a menu for these little things right here, and I just never did get around to that. So that's something we can kind of do. And then we'll come over here, and we have this Barnstormer kind of ride here. I don't know if I ever gave this a name or not, but I don't see a sign anywhere. This right here would be a perfect place for a sign, too. I need to maybe figure out a sign for it. Anyway, I always liked the idea of Barnstormer at Dollywood, and I think even Silver Dollar City kind of has one, too, where it kind of goes through a barn and kind of looks like it crashed through it. With theirs, they used the swing rides, and for mine, I wanted to use these planes right here, and definitely felt like I captured this. I even kind of did my custom roof here using some like little shingles and stuff have been broken away, and some of the walls have been broken away there. Got some hay kind of over here and there by the pole that is the support for the ride. Just little details like that. You know, lots of stuff I've kind of added into the park here. We're coming around over here. This is the exit for our River Rapids here. We have River Outfitters, where you can grab your Geyser Falls t-shirts and caps and magnets and, you know, all the merch that you could possibly need. Right there. Lots of little places where you can see the ride around here too. And we're going to come over here. Now we are getting into a few other things here that I've kind of made. So we have a little tunnel here that I've created with foliage, flowers and stuff. A little flower tunnel. That came out really, really well. One of the first parks I think I did this in. And then we have our teacup ride right here, which is like a haunted teacups kind of thing, which fits along with what we are going to see here in just a minute, which is our haunted ride. Our haunted mansion kind of ride over here. But before we do that, look at this view. One thing I love about almost all my parks, and I feel like most of you guys have always agreed with me on this too, is I'm really good at like finding just the right kind of views and stuff, and getting that to kind of the beauty of the park, the perfect vistas, shall we say, in all my parks. And this is definitely one of those right here. This is a perfect example of the gardens of Crystal Gardens right here, with the gazebo, and you got the coaster in the background. This is a perfect photo shot right here. It really is. Alright, we come over here, and we have just something I can just kind of threw in here, was just the zipper right here. One thing about the zipper is everyone is dying to ride my zipper. Unfortunately, my zipper is always broken. So I'm going to come over here, and we have Revolution, which is a kind of a American Revolution kind of themed coaster. Very patriotic, you know. We got flags and U.S. flags and stuff over here, which also goes along well with the Boston Tea Party kind of theme I was kind of going for with our flying ship over here, essentially. Swinging ship, flying ship. People call it different things. Whatever you want to call it, that's what it is. But since it has kind of that Boston Tea Party kind of ship theme to it, I just kind of threw that in there. And I think it turned out really well. Also, take a look at these arches. I don't know why I have Church of Hoff here. What? I don't remember doing that. I had to have done that on a on a live stream at some point. This park is full of little Easter eggs. It seriously is. There's little things everywhere in this park, and you can download the park on my workshop if you are in my friends list, and check it out for yourself and see if you can find all the little details and little Easter eggs and stuff that I've put into this park. I highly doubt you will find them all, though, because some of them are very well hidden. Alright, we're coming up here. Look at this view of my haunted mansion. I absolutely love this mansion. This is my favorite dark ride I've ever made. I honestly don't think I could ever outdo myself as far as I done this one. So I think it comes out great. Look at these gates going in into the little plaza here. And as you come in, and then you can kind of go in here. Now, one thing I always wanted to do was kind of finish the queue line, because the queue line could definitely use some work. But let's not stop here. Let's move on in here to the entry and the station, shall we say? So as you can see here, we got these. I put these little steps here to kind of make it look like you step up to get into the actual ride here. And then I'm just going to take you on a quick glance through here. A quick glance. And lots of little things I made here. We have the floating head inside of the crystal ball. I did that by using a pumpkin, which I might be able to see in here. Yeah, not really, kind of. Anyway, I put a pumpkin inside of a, I think it was an ornament or something here. And, no, maybe it was a candy. It was a candy or an ornament or something I used here to make the crystal ball. And then a little bit of mist effect here and some lighting. And voila, we have a mystical effect on the crystal ball. Gives it kind of a blurry kind of look to it. As you can see from the pumpkin that's sitting on the fireplace behind it. See how that's kind of like blurry back there? That's that mist doing that. And with the lighting and stuff makes it work. We'll head on in through here. We have all this down through here with the windows and stuff. And I meant to always put kind of like some panes of images and stuff back here to make it look like it's storming outside or something, and I just never have gotten around to that. And then we have the clock right here, and we come through this door, and this door goes outside into the graveyard, because every haunted mansion has to have a graveyard, right? And I think I did really well here with this one. We come around through here, and we have this tree and stuff here. And then over through here, and here's a perfect example. So one of the animatronics, I painted him all white, used a little bit of the light with the mist here, and you can kind of see he has kind of a ghostly effect to it, which I think turns out really, really well. From there, we head back inside, and a perfect spot right here to show off the ghostly effects of the animatronic figures that I was able to make. And these guys are really, really cool. We even have like floating ghosts and stuff on the billboards and stuff behind it. And then you go from here into the library. And I think I have like something done here. I can't remember if I put anything in there or not. And then in through here. And I'm noticing a lot of my images aren't working, and I don't know why. It's been a while since I've kind of worked on this. But here, you kind of go upstairs here as you go above the ballroom. This gives a perfect glance at the flying ghosts and stuff back there. And once you get it to the top up here, and you go in here to right above the entryway here, and then back around, and you see like the ghosts having fun with the library books here, and then around, and then I have this kind of dark figure here, which I don't know, I threw in as a last minute thing because I needed something in this room. I don't know why, but yeah, he's here summoning ghosts, I guess. We'll come down through here. We have the terrors in the walls, and I kind of was trying to get that effect to kind of go across here. We have just like, lots of skeletons and stuff in the walls. Some people have skeletons in their closet. We have them in the walls here. And then we have the attic here with lots of different effects and stuff in here. And of course, lots of cobwebs because the attic is full of spiders. Tons and tons of spiders, including one giant one, which is right over here. So once the ride kind of comes over here, I did a lot of kind of like quick jump scares and stuff as we come around through here, including I think there's one somewhere where a spider jumps up. I think it's right here where he jumps up. Yeah, right there. And then we have like doors and stuff that move on their own. And then right here, you'll spin around and you see a giant spider right there. Which one of these days I need to come in here and do kind of a strobe effect on that. And then from the attic, we're going to go straight down to the basement with all of our slimy pipes and stuff here. And by the way, people, I'm trying to show off the slimy pipes. And we will come down through here. And then we have the last little bit of it. We have the ghosts running the boiler room down here. This was something that I took from the Phantom Theater at Kings Island. It always had this really cool kind of scene where the ghosts kind of they open up the heat as you come by, and you get this blast of warm air hit you as you're going across, going through there. And then that's it for our dark ride. I highly recommend, if you guys want to check out this ride in all of its glory, I do have a video, which if I can, I'm going to try to throw it up on the, like, a link to it right about here, that you can go check out and actually ride it with all of its effects and scenes and audio and stuff. Highly recommend checking that out. Alright, we're going to go from here. We're going to go back outside. We have our classic cars over here. We got another coaster right back here. I think I called this one like Wraith or something like that. Can't remember what I called it, to be honest. Wraith is a good name for a coaster, though. If I didn't call it Wraith, I think I should do a coaster called Wraith. But, yeah. Alright, so we got this coaster here, and then we come back through this way. Now, back here I have our hyper coaster technically is back here in the back of the park. And it's not an Arrow. It is... Oh, man, I've been so out of coasters for so long, I can't remember the name of the company. Not Premier either, but I think... you know what? It's just a hypercoaster. Don't worry about it. Anyway, we're going to come across over here and just kind of show off a few of the buildings over in this area. There's actually a train station right here that you can get on or off at. So I think this is one of 4 train stations in the park. And every time I did a train station, I tried to do it just a little bit different than I did the other ones. We've got the chair swing over here right across the kind of overhanging on the lake. I always like to do chair swings on lakes. I think they look really good on water for some reason. Don't always do it, but I like to do it that way. And here we have more of our old antique cars. This actually has 2 stations, I believe. Yes. Yeah, this is definitely one I did with 2 stations. Now, I always like to use 2 stations with my antique cars, or just my old-timey cars, basically. And the reason I do that is because that's how Kings Island did it. They had 2 different rides that you could get on, and their stations was on each side of each other like that. And they would interact with each other pretty cool. And that's why I like to do that. So, lots of just little things here. I'm not going to dwell on this little area here because I'm going to jump down in here. This was my first attempt at theming a scrambler. So I kind of took and put these wooden beams right here, and then I put the blinking lights and stuff up on top of it to make it look more like a classic scrambler kind of ride. And from here we have some more restaurants right in this area. We're going to come around through here, and Speed Force is the name of the hypercoaster that we have here. Obviously, it's a play on Millennium Force and kind of Magnum XL and stuff like that. Did the station kind of in an old 90s kind of feel. It's got plenty of neon and stuff on it right there. Shines really good at night. All right, and then we have our ride right here. And let's see if I get over here. We have a few other quick rides and stuff just over here. Some more board games, or not board games, but I guess I was thinking boardwalk games and just said board games. Well, if you're bored, you can play some games, I guess. So they're board games. Some more restrooms right here. Then we have the Enterprise, which I call the Star Wheel. And then we have... I do want to show off this coaster over here before we go any further. So this is Loch Ness Monster. I think I called this one. Is that what I called it? No, I called it Leviathan. I don't know why I was thinking. It's based off the Loch Ness Monster, but Leviathan. And the coaster it's actually gotten or taken some stuff from is a little bit of the one at Cedar Point with how it flies over top of the water right here. Iron Dragon? Yeah, Iron Dragon. One of these days I need to get up to Cedar Point, and I really need to ride Iron Dragon because Big Bad Wolf is now gone. So Iron Dragon is the second like suspended coaster that I've never gotten to ride, that I feel like if I don't get down there and ride it soon, they may end up removing it very soon. Anyway, we're headed back here to the back of the park, and we have our giant coaster right here. I love inverted and suspended coasters, some of my favorite ones. So we have Sky Rush right here, which is themed to planes and like an air stunt show. So if we head over here, just going to go over here real quick just to show off the station. We have Wings, which is a kind of little eatery here, walk up eatery, and flight deck gifts right here. And then you kind of enter into an airplane hangar. I even put an airplane in there too. And then got this little fighter jet up here on top. And I think it looks really cool. I think the ride is awesome. I'm not going to show it off in all of its details, because if you guys want to see all of that, you can go back and check out all my videos on the construction of the park. Again, I'm just kind of doing a quick kind of show off of the park and just going through it, kind of a quick walkthrough. Now, my awesome freaking arcades. Look at these. I made these for a contest that I was doing on Shy Guys World, and I think they come out just really well. We have pinball machines, and I even have a roller coaster tycoon. A roller coaster tycoon pinball machine. And for those who don't know, this is an actual thing. There really is a roller coaster tycoon pinball machine out in the world, and I would love to own one. I would love to own any pinball machine, really. I'm a huge pinball nut, so I actually love those things. We've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, one of the best arcades of all time. Right there, we got Street Fighter, we got Mortal Kombat in here, we got the classics, we got Contra, Space Invaders, Pac-Man. There's Mortal Kombat, we got Double Dragon. We used to spend so many quarters on Double Dragon. Dragon's Lair, that one probably takes a lot of the old schoolers back right there. And then some more pinball machines over here. We got Asteroids, 1943. We got Donkey Kong. Yeah, that's a classic. All right. But yeah, those you can get those on a workshop. You gotta make sure you download the images along with it. Again, I don't know why these images work, but some of the other ones don't. It's strange, but oh well. All right, we will head out of here. We have Insanity right here, and then we have this goes down to here's another one of my train stations right here. Then we have Sky Rush's station is back in there. Now, here I didn't make this. I think it was Silent Member who actually made the ride itself, but I placed this here. Ripcord is the name of this. It's one of those classic parachute rides. You guys can also see one of our newest coasters in the park back there, as it goes over its lift hill. That was good timing. Didn't plan that out or anything. I just kind of come across it. And then we have a cool little kind of restaurant that I placed back in here. We're going to jump up in here. Here we have our little flower-based umbrella ride. I love the umbrella ride. It's so fun. It's just one of those rides that you don't see it in a lot of parks anymore, the Paratrooper, and I really love it. And I was so happy when we got this in the game. Unfortunately, I don't like how they did the skin for it. Like, I really wish you could have different colors for all the different, like, seats, or little umbrellas on the seats. But no, you can only paint them all one color, so I kind of went with a black, white, and yellow, and it's kind of like Bumblebee kind of theme here. Alright, so we're going to move on. We got Mate's Kitchen right here. Mate's Kitchen is based off of one of, she's a streamer on Twitch, and yep, she was one of my, like, huge supporters back in the day. Don't see her often anymore. Don't really chat with her much anymore. I'm not on Twitch anymore, so every now and then she'll stop in when I'm doing a YouTube live stream. But yeah, don't really chat with her much lately since I've left Twitch behind. But anyway, we'll kind of come over here, and we have the Wacky Willy. Everyone wants to ride Wacky Willy. We got this this dumb-looking little caterpillar right here that I got on the workshop, and we got all kinds of these mushrooms on this ride, which, you know, I don't know what to say about them, except they are very strangely shaped mushrooms, and I placed them here, and I did it on purpose because I'm crazy like that. Coming over here, we have an awesomely themed little ride right here that I call the Hustler. It's themed to like playing pool, so you get hustled at pool right there. One of the things I like about it, other than the actual theming on the actual ride, is this cool little kind of shade entry area here that I made for that. I thought that looked really, really well. I found it in a picture. It's literally an entry to like a little gate entry into another ride at a park somewhere. I think it's a Six Flags, but I can't remember where. But I happened upon the photo and thought, that's really cool. I want to build that. And then let's head over here and let's check out Octane. Like I said, Octane is one of the newest coasters in the park that I've built within the last couple of years here. We added it in. And it is themed kind of a little bit like, oh, what's the one at Knott's that I'm thinking of? Man, the name escapes me, but you guys know what I'm talking about. It's themed a little bit to that. It's also themed to a little bit of Pantheon, which is opening. Well, it's actually now open at Busch Gardens, and I really need to get to Busch Gardens and ride that. But the cars and stuff I kind of added in here. I kind of thought the cars looked like actual cars, and that's why I wanted to use those. It should kind of work perfectly where both of these take off at the same time. Yeah, it does. Awesome. Yeah, that was hard to get that the time right. And the station came out really, really well. And we have this awesome little like flyby right here. And we have this old-timey little gas station looking diner thing over here where you can get your on-ride photos right here on it. Or you can just go in and have some classic burgers and fries and shakes. And this is all right next door to our amphitheater right here. And then we're going to come up through here. Not a whole lot else to see down through here. We have Flashback, which is a classic shuttle coaster. Doesn't actually work. I wish it did. I wish we got shuttle coasters in the game that we could make these. Because this reminds me of Screaming Demon at Kings Island, which was always an amazing coaster to me. And then we kind of come over here. We have Old Chicago Italian. We have, let's see, what else do we have over here? Our boat splash, our giant flume ride right here. I added extra water to the splash using some effects and stuff. Now I actually can kind of go in here and change these cars out. Now that we have the stuff that I can do that with. Ooh, I never thought about that. I need to go in there and do that. Change that out. Yeah. All right, and we come over here and we have Screaming Swing. And then I think I call that Starflyer. So we'll come over here. Now, this little dining area right here was made by a friend of mine, friend of the channel, Isolated Fear. He created this. To this day, he still says this is the best thing he's ever made. And considering he hasn't made a lot, I guess I have to agree with him. It is the best thing he's ever made since he hasn't made a lot of stuff in Planet Coaster. But yeah, this was really cool. He made this, and I was like, dude, I'm totally going to use it. That's awesome. I love what he did here. This is actually just wheels that are kind of slightly poking through the wall right here. And I think that was a great effect that he came up with for that. And we have a Coca-Cola sign. I think I redid some of the interior and stuff on it and some other things here to make it just kind of fit in the park. But it looks really cool. And then we have Fireball right here, which is or is not a coaster, depending on who you ask. If you ask Six Flags, it's a coaster. Anybody else, it's not. We have Cyclone, which is an old classic coaster the park used to have, which got an RMC theme to it. Just kind of RMC did their magic here on this one. And one thing that people absolutely love about this specific coaster is how it goes over top of Fireball right here. People love that. And it was just something I was like, I really want to do this. So I built the entire coaster literally around this theme of having it go over top of one of these loopers. One of the Lost Arson loopers. Yeah, and it got a lot of attention. People absolutely love that. So I'm glad glad I was able to do something that people found unique and cool. Alright, so let's see. From there, we are going to go back around to the beginning of the park. And we have the biggest restaurant in the park right here. Lots of stuff in there. It's like a buffet kind of place you can go and eat. The balloon ride's right there. And then the last coaster, the last work we actually did in this park. This used to be home to a boomerang coaster. And I took out the boomerang and I added in this one. I call it Crazy Eights. It's just this crazy design that I came up with that could actually be a thing. Because I've literally seen coasters kind of like this in like concept and stuff. And now that we have mods and stuff, I was able to go in here and actually create something very similar to that. Because I needed something that would replace the boomerang. Because the boomerang, the way the loops on the boomerang were right here, because I always do my boomerangs with 2 loops, was really kind of a standout point before you enter the park right here. So I wanted something to kind of capture that and have that kind of effect here and that vista. And this was a perfect replacement for it. And it came out really, really well. I absolutely love it. Especially the theming, where I made the playing cards and stuff to go on it. Fantastic. Alright, so that concludes the tour of the park. And now that we are done with that, let's talk about pretty much what we are going to be doing in the park in the future. As of right now, pretty much nothing. I don't really have any plans on currently coming back into the park. There's a lot of stuff that still kind of needs to be finished before I can ever consider this park to be 100% done. More lighting, just fixing up some different things here and there. It all comes down to just tons and tons and tons of just detail work, which I'm just too lazy to do, to be honest. So I don't know if I'll ever be coming back into this park. I always intended to do a water park right over here on this side where the like shuttle loop coaster was. I always wanted to do, I even like saved off some area and stuff over there just for that. I was going to do like my own custom water park and things. So maybe sometime in the future, maybe before we get Planet Coaster 2, if we get Planet Coaster 2 and it's not too far off, maybe I might try to come back in here and actually do that at some point. Other than that, really, I don't see myself coming back into the park for adding anything else. Because I think I pretty much call this park done at this point. There's no room to add any other coasters, really. And I know some of you would probably argue with me and be like, oh, you got this part back here and you got this place back here you could put it. But I really don't want to, like, do too much. It's already, like, big as it is. And a lot of stuff are kind of squashed together. And just some things just kind of feel like they were pushed in and not really so natural. But I guess really with theme parks, that's kind of what they do. When they need room for a new coaster, they're either going to remove one or they're going to just kind of like push it somewhere and make it fit. Either of those two things, I don't really want to do anymore with this. So I'm happy with the placement with everything. And yeah, I really like how everything kind of comes out in this. So yeah, if I do anything at all, it's going to be just adding that water park. And maybe I'll get to it. Maybe I won't. We'll see how well this video does, honestly. And then, you know, maybe you guys can comment down below. If I get 100 likes on this video, 100 likes, I will come back and I will do a custom water park for this. But 100 likes. That's the goal. Let's see if this video ever gets 100 likes. So once it does that, I'll come back. I will do a water park. And for now, though, that's going to be it for this video. I think I've bored you guys long enough with my rambling and doing this park tour and stuff. So I will see you again in the next State of the Park or in my next Satisfactory video or whatever video I plan on doing next. But the next State of the Park is going to be Silverwood, which I know a lot of you guys absolutely love. And there's still tons more to do in that park. So that one, I can't wait to show off that one. I've not been in Silverwood for a little bit, so it'd be nice to kind of go back to it and look into it, and maybe I'll get my gumption back to build some more. You know what I mean? That good old gumption. All right, guys, I'm going to head out of here wherever you are in the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I'll see you in the next video.